All right, let's go ahead and get ready to get going. High success, future life. Thanks for popping in. So we're going to get ready to go ahead and get going. For anybody that may not be familiar with me, I am Dr. Felicia, physiotherapist and certified health coach. I am the proprietor of Adley Physiotherapy over in the Mackey Street Plaza, Nassau, Bahamas. And there I have helped hundreds of patients reach their physiotherapy goals over the years. I am almost 6 years in now. And now, as a certified health coach, I do hope to help thousands more people, particularly women, reach their wellness goals. Okay, we all have many goals that we would like to try and meet in life. Many people want to try and get healthy, but just need a little bit of a helping hand in doing so. It's not easy going it alone, it's not easy staying on track. Okay, and that's where, there's a coach for almost everything now. So that's where, in this case, the health of the wellness coach comes in. All right, so let's see. I help I help women that are genuine, open, and ready for change create true change with their lifestyle habits. So, having better eating habits, better movement habits, so that they can enjoy a better future, a healthier future, be around longer for their families, and pass healthy habits along to their kids. All right, and be here to enjoy their grandkids, right? All right, y'all. So, any information that I do discuss in this broadcast is not to be taken as medical advice. It is just general information. I do not know the specifics of anybody's case, medical history, any of that. So, this is just, hey, by the way, information. Okay. Anybody that wants something that's a little bit more tailored to them can contact me about the one on one coaching. Okay. All right. So, we're talking about 75 hard. The topic this evening is what everyone isn't telling you about the 75 hard challenge. Okay. So if you have been under a rock, sometimes I feel like I'm under a rock and I haven't necessarily heard of all of these different things that are going on, but even I have heard about 75 hard, right? So what is 75 hard? Just in case you haven't, maybe you're not a person that's big into social, or you don't spend a lot of time on there. Maybe you don't follow a lot of fitness pages. Maybe you're not on TikTok. It's kind of like wildfire on TikTok. But 75 hard is a not a physical challenge. It's actually more of a mental challenge. And it was created in 2019 by Andy Frisella. And that is how he really speaks about it, or what he promotes it as. It's not a physical thing at all, although you do some physical tasks. It's really more of a mental thing, and we will get into why in just a few moments. And I won't keep you long this evening at all, okay? But I'll just give you a little brief overview of what 75 Hard is all about. So it involves 5 different tasks daily. And here's the kicker, this is like the biggest rule. If you miss any of the tasks, any of the 5 tasks for even a single day, you have to start over. So if you're on day 74 and you miss something, which I'll tell you what the five tasks are daily, you have to start over. So this is where like that mental fortitude comes in, because if you mess up, you're going back to square one, which I find it very interesting, because if you don't have an accountability partner, who's going to know that you missed something except for you? So, again, but we'll get into some of the characteristics that 75 Hard is actually meant to build up, and you will see what that is all about. Okay, so let's see. For 75 days straight, okay, you have to do these 5 things. No compromises, no substitutions, no omissions. Okay, so first rule, you have to follow a diet, any diet. So it could be paleo, it could be keto, it could be vegan, it could be whole 30, it could really be any diet, okay? Any diet. So it's very flexible on what type of diet that you follow. You actually get to choose. You just have to be on some type of a diet, okay? And I believe that we have discussed all of these diets here on these social media outlets here at I am Dr. Felicia on Instagram and YouTube, and Adderley Physiotherapy on Facebook. We have talked about all of these between last year and this year. So if you missed any of those discussions, just scroll back and you can always see the other videos where we covered these topics. And that's if you want more information on them, right? Second rule, you have to work out twice a day for at least 45 minutes, and one of the workouts has to be outside. Third rule, you have to drink 4 liters of water per day. That is quite a bit of water. It's actually over the daily recommendation for men and women, but I definitely would say, like, I concur with that. Okay, like if you can get that much water in, you're going to be doing an awesome job. Your organs are going to be fabulous. They're going to be thanking you. Your kidneys are going to be all nice and healthy. You won't have much of a chance to drink anything else. And we'll talk about some of what the anything else is in just a minute or two. So read 10 pages. This is rule 4. I love this one. Read 10 pages of nonfiction each day. A nonfiction book. So not something that is just for entertainment, something that will actually expand your mind. Okay. And this was definitely a component that I had. I didn't specify 10 pages a day, but we talked about this in one of the challenges that I ran earlier this year. And I gave like I recommended some books that were good books if people wanted to kind of get in there and get the year started off right, or just wanted to help and expand their minds in some way. So I loved that one. So this is really good because you got to be putting something good into your mind. We should always be trying to learn something new. And I know they say if you want to hide something, just put it in a book. But we got to get in there and get that information. There's so much that we could learn if we would just, the information is available and it's out there on many different topics. I mean, 75 Hard doesn't care what it is. You could read up if you want to read up on it. If you wanted to learn about NFTs, if you wanted to learn about crypto, Bitcoin, whatever, investing, real estate, whatever you may want to learn about. Just if you want to learn and read about, meditation or any topic at all. There's so much out there. So many self-help books, all of these different things that you could be learning about and really expanding your mind and your knowledge in whatever area. Read something to educate yourself, right? So they're saying read 10 pages of a nonfiction book every day. 5, take a progress picture every day. In today's world, we love pictures anyway, so this one shouldn't be hard for most people, right? Okay, so some fitness, nutrition, and mental health professionals, however, have critiqued this challenge, the 75 Hard Challenge, as risky and dangerous. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we get further into it. So the idea of 75 Hard is actually to combat a weak mindset, okay? So it's combating a weak mindset. So let's talk about now what they think of as the opposite of a weak mindset. So it would foster confidence, self-esteem, self-worth, self-belief, fortitude, grittiness, and discipline. So I would say these are all excellent qualities that people would want to build on, build up, okay? And this is why it's considered more of a mental challenge than a physical challenge. Although there would, of course, be some physical benefits from some of if a person actually does the challenge, sticks with it, and follows these rules. So it's not really a weight loss plan either, but people tend to lose weight if they're going to follow all 5 of the rules. Okay, so the rules, let's talk about the rules a little bit more. So rule number 1 is like follow a diet, any diet, right? But it also includes that there is no alcohol at all. Okay, and alcohol is something that is going to slow down the weight loss process. So this is why that is actually very, very important. And also if a person is going to develop these different things, discipline, you got to cut out that alcohol. Got to cut it out. Okay, so no alcohol at all, none. Okay, so if a person slips up, what happens? You got to go back to 1. What is it? It's like Chutes and Ladders, right? It's like Chutes and Ladders or like Candyland or something when you land on the wrong square and you have to go back to the beginning. Hate it when that happens. Okay, so rule number one, of course, is the hardest for most people to follow, and it's meant to cultivate self discipline with indirect transformational effects, of course, on the physical body and health. Simply because of like being on that diet, following that diet, there will be some physical benefits to improving the way that a person eats. By as a byproduct, they're going to have better health, probably drop some weight. Okay, so rule number two, one workout outside, and it's no matter what the weather is like. So it's not like, oh well, it's hot out here today, I don't want to go outside, it's hot today. Or if you live somewhere where it snows, you can't be like, oh, it's cold out there today, it's too much snow on the ground, I don't know, I'm going to do my 2 workouts indoors. If you try that, you're back to day one. Okay, so the exercise could really be anything. Again, it's very, very flexible. They leave it open to interpretation, whatever you want to do. You could cycle, walk, run, jog, hike, swim, do yoga, tai chi, Pilates, whatever. Okay, just move and take yourself outdoors for at least one of them. So that's a full 90 minutes of working out in a day. I don't know if anybody has seen this floating around the internet. I just saw this morning, and there's like this so-called schedule that Mark Wahlberg follows, and it was pretty ridiculous. I'm like, this is a fake schedule, and that's basically what most people are saying in the comments. It was pretty ridiculous. It was like, okay, yes, wake up at 2 a.m., morning workout for an hour. It wasn't making sense. Okay, the snack is an hour, the prayer was half an hour, family time was an hour and a half. There were 2 1-hour showers, then like an hour for like cryotherapy and recovery. And I was just like, what is this? Why is a person showering for an hour? Why are they snacking for an hour? And the entire day was accounted for, and it was like, so there's no time for work then. When is Mark Wahlberg on the set of any movie with this schedule? It wasn't even making sense. I'm like, who made this up and put this on the internet? Because this is like not even a realistic ideal. It doesn't make sense. There was no way. There was absolutely no way. Although I do highly concur with having a schedule. Let it please be a realistic schedule. And this is definitely something we also spoke about on a previous live, with like just being organized and things like that. Helps to reduce your stress, helps you to be more productive. Okay, so but let's talk about what could be the risk with rule number two. The risk could be that a person could get injured, they could overtrain, they could have like cortisol hyperproduction. And then, of course, cortisol is a stress hormone, which causes a lot of belly fat and different things. So that would be counterproductive. Rule number three is the drinking water rule. Just do it. There's basically nothing bad that can happen here unless you have some pre-existing medical condition, right? And rule number four, read a book, like actually read it. Like not like I listened to an audiobook while I was working out. No, actually like read a book, okay? Actually read a book. Okay, it doesn't have, now they didn't say it can't be a digital book, okay, or an ebook. You could do that, okay? Just no audiobook. Like you have to actually like read, like take the eyes left to right, eye gaze. Okay, and then of course, your fifth rule: take a picture every day. I don't think that one should be hard for anybody, right? So let's see. Your take-home point there would be 75 hard just isn't going to be for everyone. Nothing is. I would always advise for persons to speak with their primary care physician. Hi, Glow. Speak with your primary care physician or speak with your, if you're under the care of a healthcare provider, always check in with somebody before you make a major change to the way you eat or the way you move, because everybody's case is different. So this is not going to be It's not going to be good for everybody, okay? I would say a lot of persons may get into problems with like rule 2, which is the workout rule. So 2 45-minute workouts a day. If a person is going from being like a couch potato, I don't know if they can hack 2 45-minute workouts in a day. I'm thinking that's unlikely. So it seems much, much, much hypertrophy physio. It seems much more realistic that a person would want to work their way up to that level of exercise. So, and this is where it could come in that a person could easily get injured because if they're not used to this level of activity or exercise. And, it is open to interpretation what's the type of exercise that a person could do. Or like, thanks for the hearts over there at Instagram land. Thank you so much. And it's just kind of like, okay, you could do whatever you like, but what if a person really has not done that in a while, or has maybe never done it, and people will do that. They will just jump up and be like, oh, I think I'm going to do XYZ. And then it's like, okay, like out of nowhere, no sort of training, lead up, warm up, nothing. And with no guidance, I would say I would be pretty concerned. I was going to say a little concerned, but I'm actually more than a little concerned about anybody that would just kind of like jump straight in like that and didn't have like any lead in, warm up, no sort of a trainer, a coach, no one kind of guiding them along. I would be concerned about that. I'm going to tell the truth. Now, I think that 75 hard definitely has some benefits. Okay, of course, it's going to be like improved health. Persons definitely would have the opportunity to lose weight, tone up. 75 days is, like they say, you're going to develop some true grit by the end of that 75 days. And they also had a recommendation for if you make it past the 75 days, it was like a couple other things you could add on. One of them was really nice, which is just to do a random act of kindness, which would just make the world a better place, right? So not just the individual, but like improve the world around you as well. So I thought that was really nice. Lots of benefits I think are possible with the 75 hard challenge. And if anybody here has tried it, go ahead and let me know in the comments. But I think there's lots and lots of benefits that are possible with 75 hard. And I think the hardest part is really going to be just like keeping yourself together mentally for 75 days to get through it. And I would also say I think that finding time for 2 45-minute workouts would be a challenge for a lot of working people. Unless it's, even if you work from home, I think it's still challenging to like take that time out for yourself and say, okay, this is my workout time, and I'm going to take 90 minutes out of my day to work out. So I think that would be a challenge for a lot of people too. And once again, I also feel that without accountability, like who's going to know if you like fall off? Who's going to know if you fall off and that technically you should start over? Now, I do believe that there is also like a website that's tracking like how many people are doing the challenge or have completed the challenge. However, obviously, it's not going to be that everybody's going to log in and use this site. So it's there, but it's available, but will people actually use it? So I would say those are like my major thoughts on 75 hard. Definitely some pros, some cons. I would say I think the best way to do it would be like with an accountability partner. I think it would be so hard to stay on track on your own. Like I think it would be incredibly difficult. But if you had somebody down there in the trenches with you, I think it would make like the world of difference. So if anybody has any questions about anything that I discussed with you tonight about 75 hard, you go ahead and drop it in the comments. If you missed anything that I said in the beginning, the live stream is going to be posted on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube after this live broadcast so that you can still catch up on the beginning. Okay, a couple of little announcements here. Make sure that you follow me on, oh, that's a good question there. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, where I believe I am at Dr. Felicia on all of those platforms. Also Clubhouse, just still Adderley Physiotherapy on Facebook. Let's see. And good question here. Do you think 75 hard is sustainable long term? I don't. I've seen people use it almost like as a crash dieting method. For instance, before they, had their wedding or something along those lines. You can see from the pictures, like beginning, before and after, that the transformation is really amazing in many cases for the people that stick it out for the 75 days, 75 plus, if you have to go back to the beginning. However, I don't think that people can follow such a rigorous schedule forever. I mean, think about it. Like if you go on vacation, you think you're gonna do all of these 5 rules. You go on vacation, you go on an 11-day vacation. You think someone is gonna follow all these 5 rules? How? We want to like deviate a little bit. You might want to come off your diet a little bit when you on vacation. I do not think that it's sustainable at all. I think it's kind of like a jump start maybe for persons that would want to get their like get their weight loss journey started, but I don't think it's sustainable. So that's my long way of saying no, I don't think it is. But like I said, some pros, just has some different, has a few downfalls like anything does. And it's not backed by any science at all. There's no science. And, you may not know, but healthcare professionals, particularly, I would say, I can speak from a therapist standpoint because, of course, my background is as a physiotherapist or physical therapist. And the program that I was a part of was very heavy on evidence based practice. So if research didn't show that it was something good to do, they were like, no, we're not doing that. So something to think about. There is no science behind it that says, oh yes, this definitely works. This meant in this many cases. It doesn't have any science that backs it. But you can see from like anecdotal personal stories that it does work for some people. So very good question, and thank you for that question. So that is my little presentation, you all. Let me see if there's anything else that I want to kind of let you know that's going on with Dr. Felicia. Let's see that you can be a part of that can help your life, help improve your health. The Facebook group is available to join in. It's called Wealthy and Wise, WELLTHY and Wise. And I'll be dropping health related information in there. It's going to be different than what I post on Instagram and Facebook. It's going to be more, I'll be going deeper, going in depth. I'll be going live, like particularly in the group. And it'll still be like a little bit different than what we do here once a week. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll be putting much more information and videos out on YouTube now than I have previously. And stay tuned, of course, for information on the next challenge that I will be running, which will start on June 20th. It's going to be a 21-day challenge. I'm excited about this one. I think it's going to be the best one yet. All right, y'all. So if there are no further questions, I think that is going to be the end of my presentation for this evening. All right. So thanks so much for coming to hang out with me. As per usual, we will be back on next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You're most welcome. For anybody that would like to join us for our next topic, I have some guests lined up for next month. I have some guests lined up for next month, June, and you don't want to miss it. Okay, if you're someone that's a fan of our guest format, don't miss it. Make sure that you come on out. Always here at 7 p.m. Eastern every Thursday, God's willing, so that you can get this information, learn more, meet some cool people, like-minded people. Okay, don't forget that if you need a hand getting your health and wellness goals achieved, taking your health in hand, going along on your health and wellness journey, that you can always contact me. You can just DM me the word call, CALL, and we can have a chat about whether or not one-on-one coaching, health coaching service, wellness coaching is going to be the right fit for you. All right. So that is it for me for this evening. Thanks so much for joining me, and you're most welcome there. And this is Dr. Felicia signing off, making the world healthier, one woman at a time. Bye.